Today is October the 20th, 2015, and we're getting ready to read the Philpot Devotional this morning. It's interesting, Philpot Devotionals are such that you have to read them sometimes 2 or 3 times to get the full gist of what Philpot is portraying. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. 2 Timothy 2:3. I might make some comments on this as I go through this. You know, when I read this through the first time, I thought, wow, this almost sounds like a works devotional. But you know, we are commanded to works, but it has nothing to do with our salvation. It is a result of what Christ has done for us in our hearts. How is the Christian, I'm going back to the devotional now, how is the Christian soldier made? By going to chapel, by reading the Bible, by singing hymns, by talking about religion. Just as much as the veteran warrior is made at Aldershot or Southsea, he must go into battle and fight hand to hand with Satan in the flesh. He must endure cruel wounds given by outward and inward foes. He must lie upon the cold ground of desolation and desertion. He must rush up the breach when called to storm the castles of sin and evil, and never yield or quit the field, but press on, determined to win the day or die in these battles of the Lord. In due time, he learns how to handle his weapons, how to call upon God in supplication and prayer, to trust in Jesus Christ with all his heart, to beat back Satan, to crucify self, and live a life of faith in the Son of God. Religion is not a matter of theory or doctrine. It is to be in the thick of the battle, fighting with the enemy hand to hand, foot to foot, shoulder to shoulder. The actual, not sham warfare makes the Christian soldier hardy, strengthens the muscle of his arms, gives him skill to wield his weapons, and power sometimes to put his enemies to flight. Thus it works endurance, makes him a veteran, so that he is no longer a raw recruit, but one able to fight the Lord's battles and to endure hardness as a good soldier of Jesus Christ. What then have been your best friends, your trials? Where have you learnt your best lessons? In the school of temptation. What has made you look to Jesus? A sense of your sin and misery. Why have you hung upon the word of promise? Because you had nothing to hang upon. Thus could you look at the results, you would see this: the trials and temptations produced upon your spirit these two effects, that they tried your faith, and sometimes to the uttermost, so that in the trial it seemed as if all your faith were gone, and yet they have wrought patience. They have made you endure. Why have you not long ago given up all religion? Have your trials made you disposed to give it up? They have made you hold on all the faster by it. Have your temptations induced you to let it go as a matter of little consequence? Why, you never had more real religion than when you were tried whether you had any, and never had held faith with a tighter grasp than when Satan was pulling it all away. The strongest believers are not the men of doctrine, but the men of experience, not the boasters, but the fighters, not the parade officers in all the military of spotless regimentals, but the tattered, soiled, wounded, half-dead soldiers that give and take no quarter from sin or Satan. J.C. Philpot, 1802 to 1869. You know, what I've gotten from this devotional is that there's nothing more important to realize that what is brought into our life, the trials and the temptations and so on, are put there to cause us to flee to Christ, recognizing there's nothing within ourselves, only Christ. And we are trusting in a person, not a principle. Jesus Christ is the one we look for all of our sustenance, our spiritual sustenance. May God be with you this day.